different clients, depending on what you have access to for your down payment. And then I've got a 3% down with down payment assistance option in here as well. So with all of these numbers, these are all in numbers. So we've got our purchase price in here. We've got our interest rates. So you can kind of see where those fall. And then I've got those compared to our monthly payment. So we've got 3.5% down, $3,700. So this includes taxes, insurance, mortgage insurance. Okay. Our rent doesn't include taxes, doesn't include homeowners insurance, probably doesn't include an HOA, depending on how you have things set up with your landlord. So you're not getting any tax benefit here. You're not getting that interest that you can write off on your income taxes. You're not taking care of your property taxes, also tax deductible. So that's something to keep in mind here. There's other things you're paying for. It's not just your rent. You've got other responsibilities. When it comes to owning your home, you've got your responsibilities, but you're also going to have some great tax benefits. Conventional loans, same thing. We're at about $3,700. We have the ability to put down 5%. That takes our payment down about $200 because it lowers our rate, and it's a lower loan amount than what we were paying on the 3% down. We also have the opportunity to do down payment assistance. That payment's obviously going to be the same as our 3% conventional, but we need less money for closing. So if we kind of just toggle down here, that's going to show us our cash to close. So this is our down payment plus 100% of our closing costs and our prepaids, which is going to be our property taxes and our homeowners insurance, and then any interest that we've got on the loan. So some really great opportunity in here as well, because some of your fees when you purchase a home are included or can be included in your tax deduction. So you file your taxes that year. These numbers aren't insignificant as far as what we're jumping from on monthly payments. So going from $2,400 up to $3,700, that is a big jump. The cash to close number, $27,000, that's not an insignificant amount of money. There's lots of ways for us to get these numbers. We can talk through, okay, what's our best savings plan options? Like, what does that look like? Where can we cut back a little bit so we can have a little bit extra money saved up? There's always ways for us to find some of those dollars that we can start maybe cutting back on the Starbucks runs, or maybe we're not going out to dinner 3 nights a week. We go out once a week or something like that in order to get us into our new property. You can also a lot of times take advantage of 401ks. So a lot of times those 401ks will allow you to withdraw funds in the form of a loan if it's for the purchase of a new home purchase, or for the use of a new home purchase. So there's no penalty. You're going to pay interest on it, but it's your money. So you're paying yourself back. We're basically treating ourselves like a bank. A lot of clients don't know about that option. It's not necessarily something I've seen advertised with different employers and different entities that are hosting those 401ks. So that's something to look into. That's definitely an option. They're not going to let you borrow all of it, especially if you're in your 20s to 30s and maybe even your 40s if you've never purchased a home before. That's a lot of times it's a really great way to get access to those funds for the down payment, or at least supplement it, right? Another option is to look into down payment assistance. The way we qualify for this, you don't have to be a first-time home buyer. Score. So one of the things you have to qualify for is making sure that you qualify for the income restrictions, which are different. There's a conventional option and FHA, and take a homebuyer education class. That's it. That's completely worth the cost of admission in order to get access to these funds. So that's worth considering. It's 4% of whatever your loan amount is. And so you see, we went from needing $25,000 for closing, and now we only need 10. Like, that's a huge number. What I also want to point out in here is just these net monthly payments. So yes, we are paying more per month than what we would be if it was rent, but we have added benefits. Now we've got our homeowners insurance included in here. So most clients, when I ask them, hey, what's your current rent? They just tell me what their rent is. They don't tell me if there's an extra deposit fee that they're having to pay. They won't tell me if there's homeowners insurance or if HOA isn't included in there and they're having to pay that separately. So a lot of times those numbers aren't included in there, but it's absolutely something you should be factoring in when you're looking at the purchase of a new home. We've got our net monthly payment. So this is our principal and interest. So if we go down to this next area here, the rent versus principal paid for 60 months, this is 5 years. So we're going to pay over $200,000 towards rent. So I'm not getting any tax benefits. I'm not getting any write-offs, nothing. Or I can pay down about $40,000 on my loan. And I'm going to create this gap between what I owe and the equity in my property because of property valuation. So I'm constantly, every time I make a payment and that equity goes up, I'm going like this with where that equity is. And then with that equity, if we look at this in 5 years from now, we're going to see property appreciation. We're probably going to see some improvements to your credit. We're going to improve long-term wealth for you and for your family. And now we can take the equity that you've gained and we can pay off debt if we needed to. We can pay for college. If we've got a big medical bill or something that we need to take care of, we have the ability to do that because we have equity in our home. We can use that equity to do home improvements, or we can take that equity out of the property and move on to the next property. So I've got lots of clients who bought in 2017 to 2019 that are looking at selling now, and they have anywhere between 100,000 up to 400,000. I think the highest I've seen equity positions for a couple of my clients is somewhere in the $550,000 range. So they're able to take all of that cash and put it down on the next property. So this decision that you're going to make today is going to absolutely influence what you can do 3, 4, 10, 15, 20 years from now. The benefits of owning a home far outweigh some of the risks because you're creating long-term wealth, you're creating stability, you're helping your family long-term, you're creating some stability for yourself, you're helping the community around you, because once you move into your home, you're probably going to start looking into reaching out to other people who might be able to help you with your home. So painters, lawn service, home care service, anything like that. So there's lots of things that you're doing that's going to benefit the overall community and local businesses by moving into a new home. So if we scroll down a little bit further, these numbers get a little bit scarier. So we've got rent versus principal paid in 15 years. So we could keep renting for 15 years and look at the cost of rent increase, and we will have paid $1.5 million in rent, or we can pay down $166,000 on our loan and just create this long-term wealth. So my intent today was definitely to get you this information, but really just kind of take a look at where rents are, where they're probably going to go because we still have a housing shortage, and what your abilities are on a purchase. A lot of times clients qualify for a much bigger house payment than where they're comfortable. That's a great place to be because now we know where your flexibility lies. Maybe we can get you into the perfect property so you can get that new puppy you've always wanted, or maybe we can get you into a bigger space because you've got a growing family. The answer is always no if you don't ask. And I encourage all of you out there who are currently renting and really thinking about whether or not it's a good time to get into the market. The best time to get into the market is when you're ready. And you won't know if you're ready if you don't ever try and don't ever look into this. So hopefully this is beneficial information for you today. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks.